We're back with another episode.
This episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler is sponsored by myapothecary.com. My Apothecary is the premier online destination for hemp-derived CBD that will help you curate a wealthy lifestyle. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed during the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler podcast series are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent any specific employer, organization, committee, or other group or individual. The primary purpose of this podcast series is to educate and inform. This podcast series does not constitute medical or other professional advice or services.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler.
I need to add that to the soundboard. I know I need to sound. I have it on my computer.
There's one thing we accomplished in 2021.
Yeah,
air horn.
Because I have the sound bite on my computer. I just haven't translated over to the soundboard. I need to do that though. Yeah.
How's it hanging?
It's
to the
hanging,
left,
to the left, and to the right, to the front and to the back. Yeah. How was your week this past week? Okay,
Yo.
that said it all.
You work all your young life.
All your young life?
all my 26 years have been spent trying to get an education and get a job. I'm here to tell you on this day of our Lord in the year 2021, that is all fucking bullshit.
Very true.
Having a job sucks. Being responsible sucks. Being an adult
sucks.
Yeah. I should have just stayed in school.
I'm
saying it now. I might go back.
I mean, I think you should. What would you go back for?
Literally anything at this point.
Yeah, you'd be like Lynn from Girlfriends.
I'll go for underwater basket weaving.
I think that's a real sport.
I would go back for something not related to anything I'm doing now.
Not related to healthcare.
No, I always wanted to be like a homeopathic doctor.
That's cool.
Yeah,
but they kill homeopathic doctors.
I would love to get notable enough for people to want to assassinate me.
Oh, that's a
dream scenario.
Yeah, that's a dream to reach for. I don't know that I would. Yeah. Okay. That's a dream for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a dream for you.
It's the dream for me.
It's the dream for you.
How was your week?
My week was actually pretty good. Actually at work was not bad. Because you spent
it with me. We were together every day.
Not really. We only had a couple patients every day together. Yeah, it was actually a pretty okay week. I ended with going to, I won't say his name on the podcast anymore. I'm kind of sad. With getting a massage from my massage therapist. I'll just call him that. For those loyal people, y'all know who I'm talking about. But I found out some information about him and I'm just kind of sad. So, yeah. I know. I think I do have that on here. Nope. There we go. Yeah. So, but it was still a great massage nonetheless. So
that's good. It's nice to get felt up on.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this man, he feels on my body like he's in love with me. And I'm just like, just ask me out already.
I think that's literally his job.
You cannot, again, I have said this on the podcast before, you cannot tell me that this man massages people at that level of capacity for 8 hours a day.
I just wish.
I know he doesn't.
I want you to have an interaction with someone on the staff there and they're like, oh yeah, everyone loves him. Like, oh yeah, he's always, his schedule's always full. Everyone's coming back.
I'll be like Kathy Bates on Misery. Like, let me just kidnap you and break your damn ankles.
Break his hands.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna keep the hands because you gotta keep massaging me. But that was a great closing to a rough week, but it was actually a pretty good week. I had nothing crazy that really happened, which was great. But yeah, we'll talk about more about it in the rehab corner about your being treated like a black person. And
y'all, I don't know if y'all know this, but being black in the workplace is hard.
And Alyssa just found out about what it's like to be a nigga in the office because that's what they look at you as.
I want my fucking, I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. Black people are cool as fuck. Dope as shit.
Yeah, because you're black.
Not in corporate America.
No. Being black in corporate, if you don't own it, it's not cool being black in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. Like, you have to fight for your voice to be heard. And even if your voice is heard, they're still going to make it somebody else's idea because it came from you. And
I feel like Molly season 2 when she's in that like whack ass law firm.
Yep. And she's making all the wonderful suggestions.
But then I would, if I moved anywhere with black people, I would feel like Molly season 4, where she's in the cool black law office and they're all like, you're whack as fuck.
But see, the thing is, I think too, black people don't really deal with misogyny. Like, we really don't. I'll only speak for me. I don't feel like African Americans really deal with misogyny. And I just told this girl on podcasting. Anyway, I feel like no one, whether it's male or female, gives a shit what the fuck we say. It's not about the fact that we're female. It's just the fact that you are fucking black and you're talking. They're just like, no, bitch. No.
Actually, no.
Actually, never. Shut the fuck up forever. Yeah. Ooh, but we'll get into more of that, of why that actually happened. But anyway, other than that, how was your week? Did I ask you about your week?
You already asked.
Oh, okay. All right.
My response was that I hate having a job.
Oh, that's right.
You know what? I shouldn't say that. I'm very blessed that I didn't lose my job in the pandemic. I'm blessed to have a job that I have, and I used my education that I fucking went into debt for every single day, which I appreciate. Yes. I'm blessed and highly favored. Just the small little issue that I have is that I will have to have a full-time job for probably the next 50 years. And it's just not sitting right with me.
No, I'm not speaking that over my life. I'm trying to retire by this year. Definitely trying to retire by this year. And I'm speaking it in Jesus' name. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen and amen. All right. So we're going to have to get right into it. Last week, first of all, again, we want to thank you guys so much for listening and tuning into our podcast every Tuesday when we drop new content. Thank you so much for your interaction, for your comments, your likes, your subscribes, your downloads. We are seeing the numbers go up and up and up, and we are so appreciative of you guys for our fan base. And last week, we also want to thank, again, Officer Kim Possible for coming on our podcast.
I'm a basic average girl, and I'm here to save the world. You can't stop me because I'm
Kim Possible. Anyway, so last week we know that when we interviewed Dr. Kim Possible, Officer Kim Possible.
She's got a lot of titles.
I'm telling you, when we interviewed Officer Kim Possible, our episode came out on the day that the Derek Chauvin murder conviction came out. And we were so grateful and glad that the judicial system at least got this part right.
So say we all.
So last week on Tuesday, Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 charges of third degree, second degree murder, also manslaughter as well. And first of all, just when they were reading off the charges, I really wish we weren't in a pandemic because I really wanted to see his full face. His eyes said it alone.
I've never seen so many.
He was like, wait, I'm white. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Like, y'all really, I'm guilty for real?
I think he was just like, but wait, I've gotten away with it for so long.
Exactly. And it was really serendipity just to be able to see this situation end like this, and for him to be found guilty on all charges. And the fact that the jury came back in less than 10 hours, they already knew the facts. They already knew what was going on.
This shit was just so bold that I'm like, what else has he done? People don't just come out of the gate swinging.
No. And the thing is too, like, people were trying to say like, oh, we felt like the jury was coerced and the judge, had to hit, his hand was basically thrown because, if he would have rendered a not guilty verdict, then they would have burnt it down and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
why were people so moved?
But it was facts. I mean, it was on fucking camera. A 17-year-old took this with her cell phone, and there's body cam footage that confirms what the 17-year-old had. So you cannot refute the evidence. And the reality is that the one thing that I'm hoping that comes out of this whole situation, I'm glad that he was found guilty because he is guilty as shit, piece of shit. I'm glad that they revoked his bond or his bail as well. So his bitch ass had to go back to prison. And I'm also praying to God that the sentencing matches the crime, because you can be found guilty on all 3 of these bullshits and then they'll be like, all right, you're gonna get 6 months probation.
They're going back for more time, aren't they? Because there were kids there.
Yeah,
and they're
absolutely.
Gonna say there were kids there.
Well, then also too, there was this the feds are actually investigating another situation with Derek Chauvin that happened in 2017, and apparently this alleged situation happened with a 14-year-old black teen where he was arrested and Derek Chauvin allegedly used such force that the young man needed stitches to close his wound on his head, and that he held him down with his very same knee that he killed George Floyd with for 17 minutes. So there's another charge that's coming after him, and he could be facing up to 40 years.
Hottie broke your heart in 6th grade.
No, that's racism from his daddy.
I just don't get it. This is like deep-rooted middle school shit.
That's racism from his daddy. He was taught to hate the lives of black people and to get on the force and kill black people legally. Because the fact that you've done it for this many years, and this is a case that came from 2017, it's 2021, bro. And you still doing this bullshit. Why? Because you've been getting away with it for this long. So that's the sad part. But yeah, I mean, he's like, what's the name? Piers Morgan when Meghan Markle chose somebody else.
Imagine.
It's sickening, but I think
are they gonna put him in solitary? Because his ass gonna get clocked.
I'm not sure, but there is some controversy that's going on to the facility that he was, or the prison that he was sent to, or the jail that he was sent to, because he has to wait 8 weeks for his sentencing. And they also have to still bring other articles and stuff like that for the conclusion of it. Well, this incident happened where all of the black guards that work at this particular facility were asked to go. They were relieved of their duties where he was going to be housed, I guess in fear that they were going to do something to him and all this bullshit. And I'm like, I have the turntables. But my thing is, even too, how many times do black men and women get put in prison and they are stuck with white correctional officers? Like, I don't understand why you think that these men couldn't do their jobs, with dignity and integrity.
Sure because if he was black and killed the white guy, they would have left those cops.
Of course.
Or guards. Sorry.
Exactly. So they removed all of these black guards from guarding him. And, I hope they put his ass in gym pop, but they probably won't. I'm quite sure that because what's her name? Kim Potter, who killed Dante Wright in the same week that the verdict was coming out. Her house has actually been, she resigned from the police department because she was going to be fired either way. But her house, they literally barricaded this lady's house and put up this fence around her house in her neighborhood. She has 24-hour police security that are there on the outside of her house. And I'm like, taxpayer dollars are paying for you to have security because you killed an unarmed 19-year-old kid and you fucked up and you expect taxpayers to protect you now? Bitch, you got a gun already. You miss a shooter. Like, what do you need protection from? Keep that same energy, love. Like, anyway. So, I'm just glad again that the verdict came out. And you know what was crazy was at work. I had this incident happen at work this week where one of my white colleagues, and first of all, I want to say this. I appreciate her coming to me and saying what she said to me. But it also continued to remind me that white people will always make themselves the victim. So she came up to me and she's like, we were, in our little area and it was just the two of us. And she's like, hey, Monica, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing good. Like my SI joint's kind of acting up. But other than that, she's like, I'm not concerned about your SI joint. How are you doing?
Capital Y-O-U.
So I was like, I'm making it, girl. We got to just do what we got to do. And so she was just like, she was talking about the Derek Chauvin, conviction and the guilty verdict. And she was just like so emotional. And she was just like, I can't imagine how black people feel in this country. And as a white person, I feel so helpless and I want to do so much. And I'm like, why are you so emotional? Like, if I'm not crying, you shouldn't be crying at this point, but I get it. But then she was just like, it's just racism in this country is just ridiculous and blah, blah, blah.
Racism in this workplace.
Right. And then that's what I said. I said, well, there's also racism here in the workplace. She's like, oh my God. And she just started like crying even more. Like, I'm over here trying to console you and I'm just crying and I'm so sorry. Like, I feel so bad that I was so ignorant that I didn't know you were going through this stuff at work. And I'm like, first of all, me and you are not cool like that. Like, we don't talk all the time. Okay.
You can say, save your white tears, Becky.
Exactly. So I'm just like, I said, the thing is, this is the thing that you can do as an ally. If you see it, call it out in the moment. Don't wait later on. Don't try to take people to the side. As soon as you see the racism happening, call this shit out in front of people. So they are held accountable.
It's so covert most of the time. Not to us, but I feel like to other people.
Well,
it seems like so. unless we
but
call it out.
some of it is blatant.
Some of it is blatant.
Yeah.
But unless we call it out, this is what I need. I need when we call out something for someone to be like, no, wait, she has a point. No, wait, listen.
Yeah, not negated it. Well, maybe you were just
That's
sensitive.
what I want in the workplace.
Yeah.
Like if someone's calling me a hard R, yeah, we can go ahead. I would like you to step up, please. Thank you very much.
No, you ain't got to step up for shit. I'm going to beat your ass. Yeah, no. Go ahead and say you're hard.
I'm not a fighter, and I don't know how to throw a punch.
No, I'm not a fighter either.
I won't be doing
Keep
that.
thinking that.
I will
but
say your mama. But
yeah,
it's when people are, doing those little microaggression bullshits. I need someone to start picking up on that frequency for me.
yeah,
Thank you.
I agree. It's the microaggressions for me.
Yeah.
And it's the micro, because there's nothing micro about racism, but the microaggressions turns into the blatant racism, and that's the problem. And it comes from the blatant racism. Obviously, when they're in an open environment with a bunch of other people, they'll make it very micro. And then when they're with you by themselves, they'll make it very macro. And that's part of the problem. But I was appreciative that she came to me, but at the same time, I was just like, why are you crying? Yeah. Like, this is what Black people have to deal with every single day in the workplace. And we just got to suck it the fuck up. Like, we're just strong people. We have no choice but to be, and we ain't no bitches. So anyway, also too in the news, there was another incident that occurred where in Columbus, Ohio, we already know the same day that this situation happened was the same day of the conviction of Derek Chauvin, where this officer
Can't go one day.
We couldn't even go like an hour. Like the verdict came out that he was guilty, and Black people were like, "Whew, I can take a sigh of breath. I can't breathe, but I can take a sigh of breath." And then in the next 23 minutes, we hear that a 15-year-old girl was shot 4 times and killed by a police officer who took less than 9 seconds before he just made the decision to assess the situation. Like even I was going back to what Officer Kim Possible said when I asked her, "Are you all shoot to kill, or to assess the situation? Are you trained to assess the situation?" And the fact that this man got out, and she said that they are trained to assess the situation. How can you assess anything in less than 9 minutes? Seconds. Sorry,
I can
9
assess
seconds.
a fuck ton of shit now.
Yeah, no, 9 seconds. You can't assess anything in 9 seconds. I don't care if this young lady was going to stab the girl. At least if she stabbed her, you have some kind of footage that can prove she stabbed her. Let the girl stab her. But you shooting her 4 times, and you, instead of tasing her, like,
they were quick to release that body cam footage though.
Oh, they had no choice but to.
They were just,
because
I've
people
never
were
seen
already
it turn
filming
around
it.
like that.
People were already filming it.
There were a lot of fucking people standing there.
There were a lot of adults, and that's what pissed me off too. Like, here's the thing about Black people, just in case for our white listeners that don't realize this. So as a Black person who has grown up in a predominantly Black neighborhood, right? Still middle class. And when Black people get into fights, especially girls and or guys, sometimes parents are involved. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just telling you exactly what happens. A lot of times, if you are being bullied or if you're being in a fight, Black parents will say, "I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't beat their ass." Like, don't be afraid of nobody, stand up for yourself. And that's how we are taught to a degree. Some parents, I'm not saying all Black parents, but some Black parents, especially in the inner city, they will teach their children how to defend themselves, right? So there have been times, multiple times, where I've seen parents of 2 Black young ladies come out and they're like, "It's gonna be a fair fight, ain't no jumping, ain't no nothing. Y'all clearly want to fight, let's fight." And adults are here to be able to witness it and to make sure that it goes right.
That is wild.
And they will beat each other's asses in front of everybody, and we just like, this is a good ass fight. But both of the parents are there, so what can you say?
My white mama would never.
My Black mama would never. But I'm just saying that's how it works. Even with guys, there have been times where the dads or the uncles or whoever will come out and be like, "It's obvious y'all need to beat each other ass, so let's just do it in a safe environment, and we just gonna watch y'all duke it out. Ain't no jumping, nobody else can jump in. This is gonna be a one-on-one match. Whoever get your ass beat, you just get your ass beat, take your ass home. We don't want to hear this shit no more. You done fought and it's over. We're done with it," right? The amount of adults that were there watching this, and then all of the stuff that's coming out about this particular case, that Ma'Khia was a foster kid, or and her foster mom, that she allegedly set this up. There was the girl that was in the pink in the video was a 28-year-old woman who was,
Why are you 28 years old and fighting people?
Fighting a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
well,
but this.
It depends. It depends.
But I don't know. Stop it.
I'm just saying, like, okay, if this was like an internet fight, like, okay, you little 15-year-old, you talking shit on the internet, I'm gonna come beat your ass, little 15-year-old, and show you something. But if you just know this girl and you're 28 years old, I don't care if she's bigger than you or not.
A 28-year-old body, dude. I'm just thinking, like, would I take a fight right now in a year? Oh my God, wait, I'm not even 27. 28 is so far away from me. I could fight.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to fight. I'm a licensed gun owner. I'm not going to fight you. Yeah. I'm not. First of all, I don't have time for that. I got a job. I got a mortgage. I have a career. I'm not anything that can potentially get me to go to jail. I'm not doing.
You know why? Because your frontal lobe is developed. You know why? Because you're over 25, which happens when you're an adult person.
That's very true. Yeah, I just think it was sad. It's sad all the way around because I don't care if this girl had a big ass butcher knife or a machete. That did not warrant you spraying 4 bullets into this young lady's body. Like your other partners, but my thing is your other partners that were on the scene after he shot the girl, you can see them looking around
they were like, bug.
Why the fuck did you do that? Like, motherfucker, God damn it. What the fuck?
The social and political environment.
And there was one black, he was just like, bitch, what the, God damn it. Now you done turned this shit into a crime scene. Like, I mean,
it's not funny, but like, what the fuck?
You came out, even like people were analyzing the video, like the body cam footage, even to the shadow on the ground of this man. He literally got out of the car with his hand already on the gun, not on the taser. You ain't Kim Potter, baby. Okay, you can't just sit here, oh, it was an accident.
Oh, I love all these cops taking TikToks now, and they're like, this is my taser. This is what it looks like. This is how I pull it out. This is how you know it's charged. Yes. And this is my firearm, and this is what it looks like, and this is how you pull it out.
Exactly. TikTok
is fucking up a lot of things for a lot of people right now.
It really is. These TikTokers will find your ass. Okay, they will find you. That's why I keep my ass very low key on TikTok. But yeah, there was no justification. Again, I don't care if this young lady had a knife, a machete. She was already at an unfair advantage to the police officer who was present. Obviously, there was a danger that was present for her having a knife. But here's the thing, too. You don't get to choose how people defend themselves when they feel backed into a corner. Let's go back to the mamas and whatnot, right? If 2 people are jumping you, you cannot control what weapon I use to be able to defend myself against 2 people. That's already an unfair fight. Mm-hmm. Like, you done lost your mind thinking that I can't bring a knife to a damn fight when 2 people are jumping me. Girl, see, y'all need to be from South Florida because South Florida, all that jumping shit. Let me tell you something. There are no rules when it comes to jump. If it's a one-on-one, don't come with no weapons. We ain't got time for that bullshit. But when you talking about adding people to the fire, bitch, there are no rules when it comes to fighting like that.
Have you been jumped?
I have not, but there was a girl that was in high school that plotted to jump me. But here's the thing. She was so stupid. She plotted with one of my friends. She didn't realize me and the girl were friends.
Double agent.
And she just thought it was her boyfriend's. Right. She just thought it was her boyfriend's cousin. And the girl came to me and was like, yo, this girl asked me if I was going to jump you at the homecoming game. And I was like, bitch, really? So the way I got her back was, I was like, don't tell her nothing. Just pretend like you and your sister gonna whoop my ass at homecoming. Girl, I came to homecoming, bitch, ready. And she was sitting next to her. She got right on up. Hey, Monica, how you doing, girl? And the girl was sitting there looking stupid like, bitch, how you know her? Bitch, because I'm her friend. What are you talking about? Just stupid shit. But I've seen plenty of people jumped in my life, okay?
That's insane.
Because again, I went to very black schools.
Damn.
And these teenagers, they will fight over any little thing. And I used to be sitting there, beat her ass. I've been in a few fights myself. But I'm just saying, there are no rules to when you are fighting somebody and you are actively getting jumped. There is no rule. No rules are involved in that. Because that person has every right to defend themselves. It's an unfair advantage for you to jump somebody, period. It just is. But I mean.
Period, poo. Ooh, I don't know what the fuck I would do if someone jumped me.
Don't listen.
I'd fucking lay there on the ground and get my ass beat. That's all I would do.
You're like, I hate it here.
I would start having an asthma attack. My inhaler, please. It's homicide.
Listen, I have seen people get beat unconscious. You hear me? Like, South Florida is no joke. Specifically Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Okay.
We had some gang fights in high school, but I was always just far away from it. Like, I'd see some shit pop off and I'd be like,
no, I see it and run right to it.
Emergency! emergency.
Yeah.
No. You know, when you just start in high school, you would just see a group of people start running in one direction. I would stay right the fuck where I was and not move. I'd be like, I'm not entertaining that.
Not at my high school, my middle school, baby. You see everybody running, you run with the crowd because you know it's about to be a show. Then too, where my parents live, they lived like literally 1 block from the middle school. So all the fights used to happen near my house anyway because it was like right off campus. So I'd be sitting there like, I got time to go make some popcorn.
We had cell phones, so I would just watch the fight later.
Yeah, and we didn't have didn't have that.
I would be like, y'all go, you're cool. I'm not running for shit. But that shit will get sent around later. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, there were no cell phones when we had fights in
it was all pixelated and shit.
Listen, Nokia wasn't even around. Okay, so I just find that this situation is so unfortunate because it did not have to end that way. And this was a situation, and I'm not justifying them fighting for any reason. Like, that's not what we're talking about here. But this 15-year-old, even if she had a knife and was defending herself, even if she was attacking someone, how many times have we seen where white people continue to be policed without death and they got guns in their fucking hands? They're pushing, kicking on, spitting on cops. I mean, about to run them over. Gotta go. I will shoot you right now, officer. Well, get the fuck off me. Like, come on. You can't negate that this is a race issue. And then people keep talking about Blue Lives Matter. Here's what I want to say about Blue Lives. Let me just make this very clear, just in case you were not clear on my stance on Blue Lives. There is no such thing as Blue Lives. Okay, except for the people who are in Vegas who dress up in the blue man group. Them the only blue lives that I will acknowledge. You have a fucking job as a police officer that you took, and no one put a gun to your head and forced you to go on that and forced you to apply, go through the basic training, go through all of this bullshit. Nobody put a gun to your head and forced you to do that. You have a fucking job. Okay? White people and black people exist. Hispanic people exist. Asian people exist. Middle Eastern people exist. There's no such thing as fucking blue lives. Stop saying that bullshit. You sound dumb as hell when you say blue lives matter. There's no fucking thing. Tell me what the fuck a blue life is.
It is a black person in a blue suit, a white person in a blue suit, an Asian person in a blue suit, and or Middle Eastern person.
The only blue lives I acknowledge is the blue men in Vegas.
I fuck with Smurfs.
Smurfs too, but they ain't real.
Whoa.
I mean,
shots fired.
They're not real.
Yeah, I just listen. If any other profession, right, carried around guns and had this many unjustified deaths, I think we'd be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
It just happens to be police officers, predominantly white police officers, when they're specifically policing black people.
And you can't even say like, doctors' lives matter, nurses' lives matter,
white coats matter. Can you imagine, dude?
Gate belts matter, walkers matter. What the fuck? Like, that's a chosen profession. You can take that shit off. Me, you, and some other person can put on the same sweatpants outfit from Old Navy. And guess what? You cannot tell what the fuck we do with our lives every single day based off how we look.
I'm just saying, being a cop, right, is, I don't know.
Your
I don't
choice.
think it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? When people like celebrate your job all the time and everybody wants your job and it's super fucking cool.
It's not wanted.
It's not wanted. And granted, you're not paid very well, and the shit you have to deal with is insane. And everybody either hates when you show up or loves when you show up, but probably hates when you show up.
Sounds like a physical therapist.
Sounds like my job, honestly. But the thing is, you carry around a fucking... Words are hard today. You carry around this, a firearm, but this like responsibility, authority with you, right? Yeah. People have to listen to you and do what you say, but like you can effectively end someone's life in a second.
You really can.
Right? You control situations. You have the authority to de-escalate a situation. Mm-hmm. So I just need that to be happening more.
Yeah.
Which like, and I know things are crazy. I'm not a cop. I'm not pretending that I'm a cop or know how that shit works. But it just seems to me like, it is a big deal to be a police officer. You literally have people's lives in your hands.
There was this one TikTok that I was listening to that were saying that they wish, or they're kind of fighting for this new thing to kind of happen where police officers have to be licensed, right? And that just the same way like medical professionals have to be licensed. And in order for you to continue to be a police officer, you have to uphold certain things for your license, right? You have to hold a license to be a police officer. And if you violate the terms of your license, that your license is taken away. So like, let's say, for example, you kill somebody, right?
Or beat your wife.
Or beat your wife or something. But specifically, if you kill unarmed black people in the streets with footage and without, that you lose your license and you can no longer be a police officer ever. Because that's literally what happens in the medical field. Like, you know, we are the upholders of medicine, right? And so again, this standard that we talked about last week, we are held to a standard. And the reason why we have a license is to prove that we are safe. I remember even when I was in PT school, and my teacher used to say all the time, the board exam is not there to trick you. It's there to make sure that you are safe and that you know what the hell you're doing, because you have the potential to kill someone. So if we as therapists, doctors, nurses, RTs, surgeons have a license, why aren't police officers required to have a license to be a police officer? And you have to do CEUs, continuing education units. You have to make sure that you brush up on your skills. You may not have to take a board exam. Obviously your board exam would be, you know, making sure you can run down the damn street to chase after a person. But I mean, I think that that's a great concept to have, you know, that putting a licensure in place maybe will deter to people who are just there just to get away with bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, let's just take a quick break and we'll be right back. This episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler is sponsored by myapothecary.com. My Apothecary is the premier online destination for hemp-derived CBD that will help you curate a wealthy lifestyle.
CBD is one of many restorative compounds found in the cannabis plant. Its benefits include decreased pain, improved mood, decreased anxiety, and much more. Some of y'all know that I have crazy ADHD, so I'm heavily medicated at all times, and I've been taking CBD oil at night to kind of calm me down, get me ready for bed. 10/10 would recommend.
Worried about regulations? The passing of the 2018 Farm Bill made hemp-derived CBD legal to sell and consume. So yes, CBD is 100% legal and perfect for every person of legal age. My Apothecary's featured line, Broad Bloom, offers broad-spectrum CBD oil drops, sports cream, and soft gels. These products have no THC, so you can stay fly without the high or zen without the spin. Shop now at www.myapothecary.com and sign up for their newsletter to get exclusive offers, product releases, and CBD news.
Remember to always check with your healthcare provider before consuming any supplement. You must be 21 to purchase and consume, and shipping is only available in the US of A.
Don't forget to shop at www.myapothecary.com. But even in the news with regard to LeBron James and with regard to the Ma'Khia Bryant situation, LeBron James actually tweeted out something and he deleted it, and he tweeted out the picture of the bitch ass police officer.
Tweet and delete?
Yes, he tweeted the picture of the bitch ass police officer with these fucking thick ass glasses. Now I wear glasses too, but my glasses ain't that thick.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Sorry, I know you're talking about something very serious. If you were famous and you knew that when you tweeted something out, even if it was like 15 seconds, probably like a couple 100,000 people saw it.
Yeah.
Would you delete it if you thought it needed to be deleted, or would you be like, fuck it, people already saw it?
I would just keep it. Not unless it was something that was like costing me some money.
Yeah.
But it depends too, because the money ain't everything when it comes to social injustice, because it's gonna eventually affect you.
Because I'm just thinking like tweet and delete, right? You're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have posted that. But when you're famous, people already have it, have screenshotted it, posted it everywhere, so it's gonna come out anyway. You might as well just keep it.
And you have these blogs that are literally have alerts on every time you say something, they screenshot it.
But I guess it's a better look if you delete it, like I tried.
But I think too, his reasoning. So basically, what he tweeted was he tweeted a picture of the police officer that killed Ma'Khia Bryant, and he put on there, "You're next," with an emoji of like a not the time capsule. What's the thing called? What's this thing called?
I can't see your fingers over it. Oh, that's a sand time counter.
Sand. Yeah.
What is that called? A time watch clock?
Time. Oh, both of our words are fucked up today.
It's called a sandpiper.
No, it's like a timer. A sand timer. We're just gonna call it a sand timer.
Holy fuck!
So he put hashtag accountability. So he tweeted that and said, "You're next," right? Which people can take that any kind of way. Oh, you're next. You're going to kill him. You're going to do something to him, blah, blah, blah. And this was, again, the same day that the
hourglass.
An hourglass. What the fuck did we say? A sand timer? The fuck?
The people knew.
Yo, we set a sand timer. It's an hourglass. So he put "you're next" with an emoji of an hourglass, hashtag accountability. So then he deleted it. And so he said, and I quote, "I'm so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police. I took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate. This isn't about one officer. It's about the entire system, and they always use our words to create more racism. I am so desperate for more accountability. Anger does not do any of us any good, and that includes myself. Gathering all the facts and educating does. My anger still is here for what happened to that little girl. My sympathy for her family, and may justice prevail." Then here go this hypocritical bitch ass motherfucker, Orenthal James Simpson.
Simpson.
OJ Simpson, just fucking shut the fuck up forever.
Here's my thing. You can't speak on any of this shit because the only reason you got off is because everyone was afraid of a fucking...
A black man got you off.
A race riot.
A black man got you off for killing your white ass wife and her goddamn friend. Because then she killed Ron too. He killed Ron too. You killed both of them.
Here's the thing. Happened once and that'll never happen again. That was the one time in history we let a black person get away with it.
Why do you think they put his bitch ass in jail for 8 years for stealing back his own stuff from somebody who robbed him?
They're like, well, we got to get you on something.
Exactly. Them white people was going to get you for killing Nicole. But this is what this bitch ass motherfucker had to say. Orenthal James Simpson. The juice.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Tough morning, listening to all the criticism that LeBron James is getting.
LeBron James.
He was about to say that too.
I'm a fan of LeBron. I admire the work that he's done, how he's helped his community, and how he's helped his friends, and how he's been fighting all of these social issues, especially that of systemic racism in the legal system and with the police departments around our country. But you can't fight every battle. You know, you can't. You got to pick your battles. I mean, it's a war that must be fought, but sometimes you need to take your time and be a little more patient before you comment on some of these bad incidences that are happening with police departments. This one, LeBron should have waited.
And then Boosie has something to say.
OJ Simpson, how the hell you gonna tell LeBron be quiet about speaking up for our race? You supposed to be speaking up for our race. Yeah, I was cheering for you. We got you free. A black man got you free. The black community got you free. And you won't tell them chill out? You need to chill out.
Yeah, OJ Simpson, just shut the fuck up.
Why did he say systemic racism like he's never fucking heard or been a part of that?
Sir, you thought you were... You know, the thing is, OJ Simpson thinks he's white. He thought he was white back in the day because
he got away with it.
He got away with it. And even before he got away with it.
White too after that shit.
The fact that this man was in a Bronco and drove on a high-speed chase for how many hours?
I literally can't look at Broncos the
and ended up... The new Broncos are cute. And ended up at your mama's house? Sir, it's a wonder they didn't blow your head off in a fucking Bronco. Only because you're Orenthal James Simpson.
You're
Orenthal. Vicks Vapor Rub. Sit your dumb ass down.
My thing is, he said that you should wait. LeBron James should have waited to comment on the situation.
Yeah.
It's not like some crazy new information has come out that changed. He was just saying like, oh man, I'm tired of spouting out some fucking hateful ass negative shit because A, someone's just going to use my words against me in the media and it's going to start some shit. And B, this is depressing. So let me delete this tweet.
But my thing is too, LeBron James is a black man. Okay.
Who is actively with a black ass wife. Black shit for black people.
He has a school. This man built a school specifically for black people. Who has a black ass wife and black ass kids. He has 2 sons that are gonna go out into this world that no one gives a shit that their fucking daddy is LeBron James. He has a daughter that no one gives a shit that your daddy is fucking LeBron James. So fucking cute. And she's gonna be, his kids are going to be put in situations where no one gives a shit about your dad's celebrity. And they are gonna, and as sheltered as those kids may be, and as much, privilege as those kids have, at the end of the day, their skin color is going to depict how their life will go. Potentially. Like, they're gonna have friends, I don't care, in Calabasas, wherever. Or, well, they're in No, they're in LA. Yeah. But I thought they were still in what's the place called? Cleveland. But still, right. But I'm just like, what? He's on a basketball team with other black young boys. His daughter, when she grows up, you don't know what kind of friends she's gonna have and where her friends are gonna live. And even if somebody doesn't, I mean, think about it. From 10 years from now, you think people gonna know LeBron James' kids? I don't care if Bronny is in the damn NBA. They don't give a fuck who he is. So LeBron James has a responsibility to the African American community to speak out against shit like this, because he could potentially be put in situations like this. And I think for him to delete the tweet, I mean, I don't have a problem with him deleting it or putting it up. I think that it could have been taken out of context saying you're next, and that could have potentially, brought him negative press as well. So I think him deleting the tweet was a smart idea. I don't think it was bad or good that he deleted it or that he put it up. But I mean, the reality is he can speak out about shit. Like,
does O.J. Simpson have followers? How many followers does he have?
I don't know.
Let me see.
I don't even know if his kids even talk to him. So if your children don't talk to you, you need to shut the fuck up and work on your relationship with your goddamn kids before you come talk about somebody else and what they need to chill out and do. You shouldn't have murdered your wife, you bitch ass motherfucker. How about that? Tweet on that. Or Renthal.
Talk about what he should verified. Oh, this is a parody account, that's why.
Oh, he probably don't even know how to work Twitter. Oh, stupid ass. See, that's why sometimes you don't let certain athletes speak.
What did they say? Just shut
up and dribble.
Just a player, yeah.
Shut up and dribble. Damn it.
Wow, he has 905,000 followers. The real OJ.
900 and what?
905,000 followers.
Wow. Who the fuck is They trying to wait till his bitch ass slip up so they can get him for murder.
Damn.
He definitely killed Nicole.
Wait for the facts. Hashtag LeBron James. Lord.
The facts in the case is that you killed your wife, sir.
But here, it's this for me.
And Johnny Cochran just did a better job than the prosecution.
That's when, okay, listen. If I was a celebrity, right, and I am very famous because a lot of people think I killed my wife and got away with it,
I would shut the fuck up.
I would stay the fuck out of legal shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You wouldn't even see my face.
Anything dealing with the cops, I'm not gonna fucking say anything about it.
Nope, because he thinks he's white. This motherfucker thinks he's white.
Thinks he didn't do it.
He is convinced he did not kill him. So you mean to tell me on the night in question, you and your wife had a real horrible ass argument. Her friend came over there and he just killed her and himself?
You know what?
Bitch.
This is white man right here. Well, I told her the next time this happened, I was going to fucking kill her ass. So.
And I did.
She knew what the fuck was coming.
I'm telling you, Orenthal, Vicks Vapor Rub thinks that OJ Orange Juice Minute Maid, goddamn Sunny Delight, he thinks that he is white, and that's why and even after you just served 8 years in prison, sir, the caucasity of you, Mr. Black Man, to sit here and judge somebody for saying something, you done killed your whole ass wife and her goddamn friend. Sit your stupid murdering ass down.
Doesn't he saying stupid stuff on social media?
This is what I'm saying. Don't trust nobody who ain't got no relationship with their kids.
So you're gonna talk about what the fuck I post. Sleep around your own front porch.
Front door.
Door.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
I like
the attitude behind it. Yeah, it was. Yeah, OJ, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Good. This is quality content.
And go.
Thank you, OJ.
Build a relationship with your real daughter, Khloe Kardashian. How about that? I'm just saying. We need a DNA test. Anyway, also in the news, there was this particular issue that occurred with a North Carolina commissioner where he was fired for talking some shit to this one doctor. I'm not sure what she's a doctor of, but there was an exchange where
chiropractic medicine.
I doubt it, because they were having a zoning. It was a zoning commissioner, and they were having
a PhD.
Yeah, well, she's an associate professor at one of the universities there in North Carolina, and there was this exchange that happened where he kept calling her by her name, and she kept saying, "Address me as Dr. Rosario." And he, all right, Carrie, thanks. Hi, Carrie. How you doing? Just disrespectful. Of course, this is a white ass man and this is a black woman with a doctorate degree. And he just, and let me just play the clip.
I think that we kind of lost our way on what we're talking about here. We're here to approve the standards that have been presented. And if Mrs. Rosario has something about one of those
It's Dr. Rosario. Thank you, sir.
Mrs. Rosario has something about
Dr. Rosario.
Well, I'm sorry. Your name says on here, Carrie Rosario. Hey, Carrie.
It's Dr. Rosario.
You got something
I would call you Tony,
one.
so please, sir, call me as I would like to be called. That's how I'm identified.
It doesn't really matter. We're here.
It matters to me. It matters to me. And out of respect, I would like you to call me by the name that I'm asking you to call me by. Thank you.
Your screen says Carrie Rosario.
I'm verbalizing. My name is Dr. Carrie Rosario. And it really speaks very negatively of you as a commissioner to be disrespectful.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you're negotiating something that happened 4 years ago. We've taken on this function. This is not a zoning function.
Okay, so anyway, this motherfucker got fired for being disrespectful as shit.
It's the bad press for me. The thing about boomers is they don't let shit go.
No, they hold
I just
grudges.
feel like millennials, Gen Z more than any of us. But they're like, if you want to be called fucking Star-Lord, as long as you're not bothering me, rock on, dude. I could give a fuck.
Ocho Cinco, we don't care.
We don't give a shit.
Metal World Peace.
Just leave me the fuck alone. We don't care. Right. I don't know why. And it's like, I think it has a lot to do. I don't know. I'm just like, if I'm telling you to call me something, just fucking call me that. You don't have to like it. It's not your name. Right. Unless I'm telling you to call me fucking Bojangles or Jive Turkey or something where you're like, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, because what if this were a trans woman or a trans man and they're telling you my name is Tyrone, it is not Tamika. Okay. And you keep saying, all right, Tyrone. All right.
This is also a grown ass adult.
Yes. We're in a professional setting and you're a zone commissioner. You're holding an elected seat for something. And you're just like, hey, Carrie, it's the disrespect.
Well, even if so we didn't see the whole clip, right? And obviously they were talking about something. He was trying to say, whatever you're trying to talk about, we're not talking about that right now. Right. Okay. Even if that is happening, and she's like, just call me whatever. Okay, then just say yes and move the fuck on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right. But the fact that you're
trying to be petty.
Yeah.
And professionally, you can't do that. And if you do it, you have to do it professionally.
Not on a Zoom, because them shits is recorded. Not on a Zoom. Okay. And that's why you don't
know what? Everyone over 45 is just, shit is coming out because we're recording everything.
Everything. I'm telling you, social media has ruined it for the racists and the white people. It's ruined your life.
I can't tell if racism is a hot button issue. Quote, hot button issue right now. So that's what is really getting people fired up. So we're just seeing a lot of it on media.
You don't think racism is a hot button?
No, I said I can't. Whatever the first words I said.
I don't know. That's like repeat.
Can we play it back, Darren?
Darren, can you record this?
I can't tell if racism is such a hot button issue at the time that media is just like, anything that has to do white and black, we have to play it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or if, because everything now is recorded and we have the ability to share so many things so quickly, people are just more comfortable in sharing this kind of situation.
I think it's the racism that is being recorded. And that's because for years, people of color have been saying this is what's happening and no one believes it because there is no evidence. And it's just he say, she say, your word against mine, my word against yours. But now there's recorded racism that continues to happen on a daily basis. And that's become the hot button thing. So they're actually two things that are merging together.
Because I think if Black Lives Matter wasn't so big right now and all this wasn't going on and politically blah, 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 that people could still be posting shit like this and everyone would be like, okay, whatever. But I think it's everything is recorded. It's getting propagated by media
because it's in your face.
It's getting views and people are talking about it and people care about it to the point where these things are fucking everywhere. I feel like we haven't had one episode where we're not like, this white man said this.
Yes, very, very much so. And now we're talking about it again because even off the heels of Black Lives Matter, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on with one of the co-founders, Patrice Cullors, and how she, co-founded the Black Lives Matter movement, even though people have been fighting for Black lives for forever, right? And they just called it a particular movement. Before it was the Civil Rights Movement, and now it's the Black Lives Matter movement. And there's some controversy that happened with her even last week or the last couple of weeks where people were talking about that she was overspending and that she was spending the Black Lives Matter money, people that donated all this money to them, and that she's been spending extravagantly. I think it was like $1.3 million on like 4 different homes and stuff like that. And so she did this interview with Mark Lamont. I think it's Mark Lamont Hill. I think it's the name. Anyway, that she was basically giving her story and saying that, listen, it doesn't matter how I spend my money. First of all, I'm not on salary with Black Lives Matter. Okay. I'm a college professor. I got other shit going on. So I'm going to play a little bit of the clip from the interview that she did.
A few weeks there have been stories that have become very prominent in the national media around you, and particularly around issues of spending, issues of income. Specifically, there were 2 stories that came out that talked about you purchasing homes. You reportedly purchased 4 homes, and we're looking even at another home. I believe in the Bahamas. There were conversations about how you spend money, and the stories also had a lot of innuendo about the source, the relationship between your money and your spending, and questions around BLM, global movements, finances. So the first thing I want to do is talk about what's true that has been said and what has been untrue.
I want to start, thank you, Mark. I want to just start by saying something that's really important for people to hear. And that's, I have never taken a salary from the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. And that's important because what the right-wing media is trying to say is the donations that people gave to Black Lives Matter went towards my spending. And that is categorically untrue and incredibly dangerous.
So you haven't taken a salary. So your income that you use to make whatever purchases you've made have come from outside income. You've mentioned on your IG. And
I really hate reporters and
speeches, studio deals, book deals for your book when they call you a terrorist. Your income has not come from working directly with BLM, GM.
That's correct. Yeah. I'm a college professor, first of all. I also am a TV producer, and I have had 2 book deals. My first book that came out was a New York Times bestseller. And I also have had a YouTube deal. And so much of all of my income comes directly from the work that I do. But I also want to say something, Mark, that feels really important. Organizers should get paid for the work that they do. They should get paid a living wage. And the fact that the right-wing media is trying to create hysteria around my spending is frankly racist and sexist. The whole point of these articles and these recent attacks against me are to discredit me, but also to discredit the movement. And we have to stay focused. We have to stay focused on white supremacy. I am not a white supremacist. I am not a tech billionaire. I am not the Catholic Church acquiring land everywhere. I am a single Black woman who is supporting my family and supporting my community. And I want to continue to do that. And I need to be able to do that. And I need people to see through the lies.
Yeah. So I think that's unfortunate because nobody asks or cares where Jeff Bezos spends his money, and he pays his workers $15 to $20 an hour, which is still not a living wage. To be fair,
where his ex-wife spends his money.
She spends all her money on Black people,
on Black students.
That's very true. But nobody asks about him and the fact that a lot of his workers have spoken out about the working conditions at Amazon and how horrible that they are.
Oh, the fulfillment centers.
Oh my God,
it's awful.
It's like a sweatshop.
All those pregnant ladies that lost their babies because of the work they were doing there
at Amazon. Oh shit.
Yes, they were working at these fulfillment centers that were super hot, crazy work, on their feet all the time. They weren't allowed breaks, even with letters from their doctors, and they had like 5 or 6 people women have miscarriages.
No, I would have took all your money. All your money.
It's awful.
So I mean, it's just sad that again. And this is what we talk about in workplaces where racism is alive and well. You are trying to discredit what this young lady has been doing and saying that she's spending all this money and whatnot. Like, if this girl wants to buy 4 homes, who gives a shit? Like, pastors and preachers mismanage God's money all the time, and nobody will ever say shit.
Unless the BLM movement comes out and says, "Hey, we thought we had all this money," and it's
exactly. And my thing is, she's the one of the founders of it, and you don't know if she would have been purchasing houses to be able to house people in them who are transitioning from certain things or whatever the case may be. Like, I just don't understand.
She could just want a summer house, a winter house, a fucking house that no one knows where the fuck it is, a house to get her mom off her back.
Exactly. I mean, it's insane. And like she said, it is racist and it's sexist. Now, if the other co-founder got some proof that says, "Nah, bitch, you're lying. You bought this house for your boyfriend," and
I'll delete my tweet.
Exactly. Then I'll retract what I say. But the reality is, why are y'all so worried? Stop counting other people's money. Like, people are dying in the streets, Kim.
People are dying, Kim.
And you worrying about that she spent $1.3 million on 4 houses? That sounds like a good investment to me.
That sounds like a deal, honestly.
I mean, and she's like, well, first of all, I didn't buy a house in the Bahamas. She's like, I haven't even been back to the Bahamas in 15 years, but I don't know where they got that lie from. And then she also she was very emotional because he was saying, you know, do you feel safe or unsafe at certain points? And she was saying, you know, that the houses that she has, people found pictures of them, and all, you know, you don't need the address. All you have to do is just put a reverse image in Google and you can find it. And so she was saying, you know, for the past couple of weeks, she's definitely had to amp up her security because she bought a house for her mom and for her brother and other family members and stuff like that. And, you know, so she was like, you know, these people are putting my life at risk. And I'm like, You're literally pissed because she's spending money that she makes from her other thing. Now, if she didn't have a job, she wasn't doing shit else, then you can say, oh, okay, you mismanaging some funds over there. But this girl is a college professor. Got book deals. Got a deal with YouTube. She's also an executive producer on Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, people. It's just, anyway, it's annoying. What was the last thing we were talking about?
Oh, no, I'm depressed.
Why are you depressed? We're having such fun. Anyway, on more lighter news, did you hear that Krispy Kreme? Why do we always end up talking about food on this podcast?
It's always donuts. It should be a donut podcast. Let's pivot.
Donut or ketchup. It's ridiculous. But yeah, apparently Krispy Kreme.
Ketchup donut.
Well, not Krispy Kreme, but Smart Food, who is like, you know, they have like the best popcorn ever. They are coming out.
It's not Skinny Pop. Smart Food.
No, Smart Food. Smart Food has the white cheddar popcorn in the black bag.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Yes.
I fuck with Skinny Pop. I'm a Skinny Pop.
Skinny Pop is good, but not their cheddar, not their white cheddar. You need to get Smart.
I like the black pepper one.
From Smart Food?
From Skinny Pop.
Oh. No, I like the original from Skinny Pop, but Skinny Pop ain't got shit. We ain't trying to get skinny with popcorn. Anyway, so Smart Food is basically coming out with a Krispy Kreme original glazed donut flavored popcorn. And it is exclusively going to be at Sam's Club. And I think it's dropping next month. So yeah, y'all be on the lookout for that.
Interested and open to it.
Yes, and also on the backs of Krispy Kreme, they're actually coming out with their strawberry glazed donuts, or coming back out, and they're going to be available from Monday, April the 26th until Wednesday, May the 5th.
Is Krispy Kreme a sponsor or what?
I don't know. I would like for them to sponsor us. I mean,
oh no,
not that I would really eat their donuts all the time because they'll give me cavities.
So brush your teeth.
Yeah, but they just tear a hole through your enamel. Like they're that glaze.
I would fuck with a warm Krispy Kreme donut.
I don't like warm donuts.
Get off the podcast, dude. No one wants you here. You have weird ass fucking preferences.
I don't like warm donuts. Like I don't get excited when the hot light's on. I'm like,
that's the only time to eat it.
No.
Oh, you're gross. Oh god.
I like them nice room temperature. Room temperature donuts. Those are the best. Yeah.
Oh, I hate it here.
All right. What are you watching? What's been going on in social media?
More political bullshit.
That more political bullshit? Oh.
Yeah, no, not really. Actually, nothing's really popping off in social media.
No?
Can't say anything crazy. What's Pete Davidson? Know him?
Pete Davidson. I know that name. Is that Ariana Grande's
ex-fiance?
Yes,
yeah.
I was right.
Yeah.
You should be proud of
me. Is finally
coming out as gay. Nope.
No.
Okay.
Please don't start that rumor.
Oh.
No, there's been rumors that he's been dating the girl from Bridgerton, the main girl.
Oh, okay.
And they're finally photographed together. Very happy for them.
Interesting.
Selena Gomez is now platinum blonde.
I did see that. She looks weird.
Yeah. It is kind of weird.
I couldn't even recognize. I was like,
she's
no,
going
that's not
through
Selena.
Something. Yeah. You know who's blonde? Justin Bieber's wife.
Who is Justin Bieber's wife? Is she famous?
Hailey Bieber. Hailey Baldwin.
Is she from the Baldwin
Alec
family?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like one of their daughters or something? Yeah. Wow, did not know that.
Okay, I'm glad we're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learn something new every day. Mm-hmm. He's looking more and more like a bum.
Justin Bieber?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought he found God.
He did find God. He has Does he have Lyme's disease? That's not right. What does he have?
Does he have Lyme's disease?
Yes, I swear he has something. Crohn's?
Crohn's does not make you dress like that. Or Lyme's disease. I'm keeping this in the pocket.
He was sick. He had Lyme disease, bitch. He had Lyme disease. He did.
That girl said, I think he has Lyme's disease, so he can't dress right.
It affects your style. You wouldn't know.
I pray I never do. Oh my god!
I hate you so much. The Oscars are tonight.
Who are you rooting for?
Everyone black.
Awesome. Who are the nominees? What movies are nominated?
So for Best Picture, actually, we talked about how I'm trying to watch all the nominees for Best Picture.
Yeah. What are the best pictures? Let's see how many of these movies I've actually seen.
Okay.
Well, is this really fair though? Because a lot of people weren't making movies and stuff last year.
But the thing was, you don't make the movies last year, you released them last year, and they just released them on like streaming platforms.
Yeah, that's true.
So
because people weren't,
it's next year that's gonna be fucked up. Because who was making shit this year?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people. I think
Malcolm and Marie was made, but that was
I hope that's in that fucking bipolar ass couple. Jesus, they were so toxic.
Love it.
Oh my god,
love a toxic couple. You probably haven't heard of half these movies. But
okay, let's go. Let's try it.
Sound of Metal.
Nope.
It's the one I've been talking about where the heavy metal drummer loses his hearing.
No. Okay.
Riz Ahmed is in it. He's the one from
The Sound of Metal, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Riz Ahmed is the one from The Night Of, and then he's in Girls, and no one understood why, because he's way hotter than Lena Dunham, but whatever.
Okay.
The Trial of the Chicago 7, that's on Netflix.
Yeah, I started watching that movie, and because the Derek Chauvin trial was coming out, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, it was actually really good. It had a lot more famous people than I thought it was going to have.
Yeah, because you finished it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It was good.
I might watch it tonight. Maybe not. I got to go to work with white people.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
The Father.
The Father. Who plays in that? A father, obviously.
Anthony Hopkins. No? Okay.
No, I know who he is.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Mank.
Mank?
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure Mank is on Netflix. Yeah.
What is that about? Who plays in that?
I'm pretty sure it's a movie about the making of Citizen Kane, the movie.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Still haven't seen it.
We haven't watched that because I think you have to pay for it.
It's $20 on Amazon Prime right now.
I'm probably gonna watch it
because we missed the window when it was free. Bastards.
It was free?
Yeah, it was free when it first came out.
Wow. Okay. Minari.
Mm-hmm.
Korean American family moves to Arkansas. Okay, that's another one. There's a lot of
foreign films.
Just like not white leading people.
You know what movie I can't wait to see that hasn't been made yet? Wuhan.
Oh shit.
Wuhan 2020.
Like about what happened in Wuhan?
Yes, the real story of what took place in Wuhan. Because remember all those videos that were coming out where they were snatching people out of their homes and like testing them and all that shit, and all these body bags were building up. On the ground zero in Wuhan. I'm ready for that movie to come out.
Well, do you remember?
Wait, was that all the movies? I was like,
oh no, sorry, Nomadland or Nomadland. What is it called? Nomadland. Never
heard of that.
Okay, and then Promising Young Woman. I think that one was on Hulu. That was the one where she pretends to get drunk and guys take her home, or she pretends she's like out of it.
Oh, and she kills him? No. Okay. I'm just guessing.
See, don't know if she kills them, but she's like, fucking joke's on you. I'm not fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
We were talking about
do you remember when
Wuhan
COVID first started and then people were talking about SARS, what was going on when SARS had happened? And they said that in China during SARS, if you had it, they'd fucking pick you up and they'd put you in these like huge holding auditoriums basically and just fucking keep you there and you couldn't leave.
Yeah.
And then they were hella underreporting the death toll. They were just like not counting dead people at all.
Yeah. I can imagine that was going on again too for Wuhan. Absolutely.
I'm sure. This was insane.
Yeah. I'm ready for that movie to come out.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Well, I did watch another Asian film. It was called Alive, and it was like a zombie apocalypse. Where
I'm done with you. What is wrong with you?
I just like apocalypse movies. I mean, they prepare you. I do not, but I want to be prepared.
No, I don't think it's going to turn out like any of these movies.
Art depicts life.
Oh my god! The end of the world hasn't happened.
It was a good movie though. I mean, the ending was cool. Like I mean, I'm not gonna tell it, but of course I had to read the subtitles the whole time, which I don't mind. But it was actually a really good movie.
Even when it's in English, I can't hear for shit. Yeah.
You definitely have ADHD.
I have to. My brain has to be going on 4.
Yeah, my sister does that. I wonder if she has ADHD.
Maybe
my older sister, she does the same thing where she'll put the TV on mute when nobody's around. It's just her, and then she'll have the caption on. Why the fuck are you doing that, bitch? Just turn the volume up.
Or I'll be reading a book, but I want the TV on, and my mom will turn the TV off. She's like, "Oh, I'll make it quiet." I'm like, "Oh no, I can't read when it's quiet like that. I need something going on.
I need to just focus on one thing.
No, I need something going on all the time."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else in social media before we go to the rehab corner?
No. Last thing I'm watching is Good Girls because that hot guy is in it with the shaved head and tattoos.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good.
I heard that the show is good. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
It seems like it's gonna be funny.
I love that girl. She's from Parks and Rec, right?
Greta.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Yes. Love her. And then that other girl's from that show Parenthood and that movie The Duff. And then the lady with the big tits is from Mad Men and she rocks that show. Great cast.
Awesome.
And Shaggy from Scooby-Doo is in it.
Oh, is he?
Matt Saracen from Friday Night Lights is in it.
Cool beans.
I'm telling you, all-star cast.
I'm just watching it for Greta. I want to hear. Does she say treat yourself at all?
I haven't heard it yet, but my ears are still...
I hope she says it. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
That's all I got on this side.
That's why every time I go to Home Goods, I hear her voice in my head. Treat yourself. Get it. All right, let's go on over to the rehab corner.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said,
go, go, go.
Hey, yes, I've been bad, but when I come back, you'll
go, go, go. Get your ass in that corner.
Hey, welcome to the rehab corner, everybody.
So what's going on in the rehab corner this week?
I didn't do a lot of rehab this week. I feel like I need to go to rehab this week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why specifically? What happened?
Let me tell you something. I, in my head, operate as a white man in society.
Yes, she does. She absolutely does.
Is it the best course of action? Probably not. Has it got me to where I am? Yes. Do I have a couple enemies? Probably. But I'm living my life to its fullest.
As a white man.
As a white man. Because what the fuck? Why shouldn't I be? I am entitled. I am smart. I am mildly attractive. I'm intelligent. I just fixed my teeth. Like, I should be getting everything I want.
I so hate you. And for people let me just preface this by saying, Alyssa, for those that don't know, is a mixed young lady. Her mom is white. Her dad is black. So she has been raised as a white woman in this world, even though she looks like an African American.
Yeah, but just like
she looks like the black version of her mom.
Genotypically, I'm pretty fucking white.
Yeah,
but
you like Starbucks? It's
yeah.
cool.
Oh, I had it 2 times yesterday,
and no seasoning. Well, I think you like seasoning.
I fuck with seasoning. Yeah. Yes, my mother does not. We don't even salt and pepper in that bitch. We're working hard towards it, but whatever.
Just get her some Lowry's for Christmas. She'll be fine.
Here's the thing. My mother raised me to be a very like smart, independent, self-starting person, right? Good comedic timing, know how to read a room, don't piss anybody off if you don't have to, thought and bop in the world. She did not prepare me to be treated like a fucking black person in the workplace, and for that I'm upset.
Like a nickel.
What the fuck, dude? It's not okay.
I just want to say this one thing. Welcome.
I don't want to be here. This is not my team. I want off the bench. I want in the game. Y'all, maybe you remember a couple weeks ago when I was bitching on this podcast, as I do very often, because I was in a meeting where I had all these, and it's not just me being like, I have all these brilliant ideas. Yeah. I'm in this meeting with this group of people. Our job is very
collaborative.
Thank you. Yes. Our job is very collaborative. So it requires a lot of input from a lot of different people.
Right.
And I'm not like, no one needs to be a superstar of anything. Any suggestion I put forward is literally just to make my job and everyone else's job easier, right? So I'm at this meeting, I'm putting all these ideas forward that I've already run by groups of other people who were like, yes, I have similar ideas. Yes, I think that's a good idea. Yes, this makes sense. So I'm not just coming out of pocket.
Yeah.
And then in the meeting, I was shot down like there were fucking snipers in the room. They're just like, everything I fucking said.
Shoot down all the black ideas.
Yeah. Everything I said was just, no, that's not how we're going to do it. No, we've already talked about everything.
Yeah.
So, of course, I was frustrated, but whatever. Flash forward. This has been like maybe a couple weeks, a month?
I would say a couple
weeks. So I'm pulled into a meeting, but instead of just with OT this time, it's with OT and PT. And the meeting is about the same subject, content, whatever.
Right.
And I've already decided, like, I'm not going to put forth any of my ideas anymore because my suggestions haven't changed.
Yeah.
But I don't want to ever feel like that again in a room because fuck that.
Yeah.
And why am I going to waste my breath just for you to shoot me down and me look like an idiot? So I'm going to just sit there and be quiet. My coworker, my white presenting coworker,
who's actually Hispanic.
Who actually is Hispanic, but you know it's hard to tell.
Yeah, she definitely looks like a Caucasian woman.
She is white presenting woman. And thank God I feel like if this would have happened with someone who I didn't like, it would be even worse. But I do like her, and We are very close. We work together a lot.
Yeah.
So her and I are very much on the same page. We're sitting in this meeting. Our supervisors are asking for suggestions. This coworker of mine proceeds to suggest every single thing I had suggested at the previous meeting, which I'm like, oh, she's going to get pushback, but whatever. She proceeds to have no pushback. She had maybe a little shove back from one person one time, and that was fucking it. And it was literally verbatim everything I had said before. And when she presented, it was like, oh yeah, we've been thinking about doing that. Oh yes, we'd like to implement that. Oh yeah. And I'm just sitting there feeling myself getting worked up because I'm like, this is bullshit. There was nothing like, all I needed was like, I think Alyssa had brought that up before. The only thing that was ever like, Alyssa mentioned that was someone was like, oh yeah, I think they're doing that CV. And then the supervisor was like, oh yes, Alyssa mentioned that happens in the CVICU, which wasn't even a part of the meeting we had. It was a part of a separate meeting with a separate group of people.
Exactly.
Got in trouble. Anyway, so of course I come back into our little office and I'm just fucking seething because I'm like, y'all, everything I said in the meeting that everyone was extremely against, this other lady says, and then everyone's like, oh my God, great idea. Why hasn't anyone thought of that before?
Alyssa comes in the office and she's like, I hate this job. She's like, I've never felt so invisible in my whole entire life. And I was like, welcome to being Black in corporate America. Welcome.
And even like this, there was one person in particular who in our original meeting was she was very vocal about how wrong everything I said was and how we weren't going to do things that way.
That's just your experience.
Exactly. Very much your experience.
Yeah.
That we need this and that. And again, I'm a new-ish therapist, right? So I'm like, I understand that I don't know everything, but all I need for someone to be like, oh, hey, that's a good idea. We've been doing it like this and this because of this, but maybe we can try that.
Right.
If I'm an idiot and I'm just bringing shit up, let me try shit for a week and figure out it sucks and it's stupid.
Yeah.
Or just acknowledge it. That's all I need is fucking validation. Anyway, so the person who was the most vocal during the first meeting was also vocal during the second meeting. But it just like none of the spicy energy that I got. It was very much professional courtesy energy.
Yeah.
And it was that for me.
Right.
I was like, oh, really? Because you were a low-key bitch when we were first talking, but now you're just,
Now you want to be docile and be collaborative. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to being Black in corporate America.
Well, I hate it here.
And a woman. But the sad part is that most of the team are women, so you can't even bring misogyny into it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I think, too, that because at one point, even last year, sorry, y'all. At one point last year, I was very talkative in meetings because, again, like you said, you need to speak up in meetings because it directly affects you and your caseload and what you actually are doing, throughout the day. And also it affects the team at large. And then at a certain point, because of things that were happening behind the scenes with leadership, it started to be this, Monica, we're just going to ignore everything that Monica says, even if it's a great idea. And then someone else would say the same idea that I said, and they'd be, oh my God, that's a great idea. And I'm like, bitch, I just said that. And I would make it known. Well, if you actually listen to what the fuck I said, I just said that 15 minutes ago. And then I kind of was like, okay, I see where this is going. So then I started just shutting the fuck up. And then they would just be, Monica, do you have anything to say? No, I have nothing further to add.
There's nothing harder for me in this entire world than sitting on my hands and shutting the fuck up. I have ADHD, first of all.
Very true.
I have the gift of gab. Literally, I have to interject it all times because I'm like, if I don't say this one thing right now, I'm going to explode.
Absolutely.
So sitting in that meeting and not saying shit was so hard.
Yeah. And even too, like when you're just around, I mean, let's bring misogyny into it, right? Even when you're around sometimes and these male physicians, again, healthcare is driven by women. Okay. Most of the men are physicians, right? But it's heavily driven by women. And even sometimes when you're around and you're speaking to these physicians and they're just like, well, yeah, we're going to ignore this. We're going to ignore that. And they will literally just ignore what you're saying because you're a woman, period. And they just don't want your opinion at all. Even this week, I found myself having a conversation with one of the doctors about this one patient, and they were just like, yeah, with this patient, we're going to do a peer-to-peer with the nurse practitioner, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's qualifies for ARU. And I heard it out. I was already in another patient's room next door.
She left me in a fucking room. As I was talking to her, she ran out and I said, oh, okay.
I ran right out and I was like, hey, yo, doctor, these two sniffs, bitch. They are not ARU appropriate or, inpatient acute rehab units. do not send them there. They will not qualify. They cannot tolerate 3 hours of therapy per day. And they're just like,
you know what he said? He goes, yeah, I know. That's why we're getting the one-on-one sitter out, because I don't want that sitter to be a reason why he doesn't get into ARU. Sir, if you need a sitter,
he's not qualified.
You're probably not ready to go to ARU.
Yeah, and I'm like endurance wise, cognitively, he's not appropriate. So you're wasting your time, and you're gonna waste a bed from somebody else where he can go to a sniff, get stronger, and then go back to the ARU. But no, they didn't want to listen. Perfectly.
You know
fine.
where his ass is right now?
He's right in the ARU. Yep. And the therapist down there just like, why the fuck did y'all send this man down here?
Yeah, and then we look like shit because
if you look at all my documentation, that shit say sniff, sniff, bitch. Then another patient that we had, this young guy who unfortunately had, a massive stroke, whatever. And they're just like, yeah, so the wife is okay with him going to LTAC. And I was like, bitch, this is the motherfucker that need to go to ARU. Like, God damn it. You trying to send the 90-something-year-old to ARU. They need to go to a SNP, but you trying to send this young guy? Like, come on. But they just, it really sucks sometimes being a woman, and especially a woman of color in corporate America, because people do not listen to what the fuck you are saying. And somebody who is white passing can say the same exact thing in the same meeting that you just said, and they'll be, wow, we've had an epiphany. Great meeting, guys. No.
I just listen, for the last 26 years, I've been I won't say very secure in myself, but like in academic work situations, I am very secure in my knowledge for the most part when I'm going to present it. Like, I'm not going to say something crazy out of pocket. I'm not going to come up with some bullshit idea. I'm not going to be, you know what I mean? So it's always that. Like, you can always say whatever you want about me. You can call me loud or crazy or bitch or whatever, but you can't say I can't do my job. You can't say I won't work hard, all of those things. So when you invalidate my opinions or my ideas, it's just this little hair. It's like a hair in my ear or something that someone pulls. It's directly connected to, I don't know, the middle of my brain, and I pop the fuck off.
And I think too, when it comes to even with new grads, I think a lot of us old heads, unfortunately, kind of turn a deaf ear to new grads, because we're just like, bitch, you just got here. Shut the fuck up.
So that's what I thought it was, which is why I was very...
No, it was definitely racism. It was definitely racism.
So after the first meeting, that's what I thought it was. Yeah. And I was annoyed, but not upset. Yeah. I was just like turned off from the situation, but very upset. But because everyone in there has been a therapist for so much longer than I have, I very much felt like I'm probably just saying all this shit that they're like, oh, this new grad wants to change it. It's not going to change. It's been the same.
Right.
Until the second meeting, where this bitch said the exact same things, but she was met with an increasingly
different attitude,
more positive response. And then I was like, no, this is bullshit, because that's exactly what I said. She didn't even go into the depth of what I said, or fight. You know what I mean? Oh, ugh.
Yeah. I definitely
icky, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I definitely do think that we as therapists who have been therapists for a very long time, we get stuck in our ways, as anybody does, right? When you've been doing a profession for a little minute, and you talk about what works for you, and that's all fine and dandy. But the problem is that when they bring other people in, because like I'll say for this instance, myself and our other coworker Cointa, who no longer works with us, and she's not dead. She's moved to Houston.
To me because she left.
That's very true. She and I have had a system of doing things, right? Before the pandemic, when we, worked heavily in CVICU together. So when we had staff meetings about certain things that happened in the ICU, we would say what worked for us, and then it will just trickle down to everybody else, because why? We're the main two people that are in this unit, right? And even when it came to the COVID units, when COVID first happened, everything that her and I said was in stone, simply because it worked for us. And we were the main two people. We were the first two people that went into these patient rooms. But the problem is that when you now bring other people into it, you now have to include everybody else. And it can't just be what you want, because you're not solely in that particular unit. And when you discredit people, and especially new grads, you basically make them not want to give any kind of information whatsoever, because what you end up doing is micromanaging it. And you're just like, well, no, we want to do it this way because this way has been working for this, that. And it's like, then you don't allow the new grad to be creative and come up with different ideas, or even want to give you their creativity for free without even asking for anything, and new grads are wonderful, because number one, they're cheap, but number two, they bring their new set of eyes that can help you be more efficient than what you're already being. Because I mean, we even say it like boomers, baby boomers. Well, we've been doing this like this for a long time. You just call and you leave a voicemail and that's it. Why you need all this social media? Why I need to text and all this other kind of stuff? And it's like, but look how much more efficient it is. Yeah. Now, yes, we've lost the very vein of communication in this country. However, but the reality is it does make things more efficient. But yeah, I hate that you had to go through that, but I'm glad you went through it. You're learning to navigate corporate America as a black woman.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
I'm just like, oh no. Everything you've been saying for the past 2 years, I get it, but also I don't want to have to get it. This is so dumb. But it makes me want to fill every job, role, position, company, school with just fucking strong, smart black women and let it fucking rise from the ashes.
Exactly. But I mean, even women just go through that as well. Like in these male dominated areas, women go through that all the time where women are running everything. These men just think they are.
True.
Oh, goddamn. You sound like Bear. Drew. My damn voice ain't even that.
My ancestors rose up inside of me.
I'm telling you, your ancestors literally took over. Good God almighty. That was a little bit hairier than that. Good God almighty. Oh, man. But yeah, that's unfortunate. But, you know.
Yeah, so I have two schools of thought. I come into work one day and I'm like, I'm going to burn this shit down. Here I go. I'm just going to tell everyone what I think professionally.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold back. And I'm just going to keep talking and they can shut me up if they want to. Right. But I'm not going to stop. And then there's days where I'm like, fuck this place.
It's not worth it. This is your first job as a therapist.
I feel like I've worked here for 30 years.
No, you got to pick your battles. And it's not easy, especially too when it does affect you, when these decisions affect you. But you got to take from these jobs what you can to move on to the next one. And that's it. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy to sit on your hands. Even now, the fact that I don't say anything, I will not offer up any ideas. I will not offer up my creativity. You will not get to pick and choose that you only want my ideas and you do not want me. I am a package fucking deal, bitch. And if you don't want me, you're not going to have my ideas. Yeah. Even if you try to lie and say, well, no, we do want you. No, you don't. And I'm not going to give you shit either way. But the reality is that, you know, sometimes it's hard to just go into work and just do your job and get the fuck out, especially when you love what you do and when you actually like the people that you work with.
Yeah, because you don't want to. That's what's hard.
Yeah, you don't want to see the team do horrible. But I am not a team member. I can tell you that right now. I am not on the team. Yes, I wear the uniform, but bitch, I'm on the sideline with the snacks. I'm not a part of this team.
Yeah. This is unfortunate, but it's okay because I'm about to go on vacation. So,
ooh, you are. Where do you want to say where you're going?
No, not until I come back COVID free. So.
All right. Awesome. Oh, well, you're vaccinated.
I'm vaccinated. My whole team's vaccinated.
Well, that's awesome.
It's a vaccinated vacay is what we're going on.
Wait, when were you vaccinated? What month?
Oh,
last year or this year?
No, I was vaccinated this year.
Oh, okay,
but it was like I was
gonna say because they're still saying that 6 months or 12 months from now you have to get it again.
Oh, so I'm good. I'm in the clear. I'm in the window.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good over here.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you're going on vacation.
I need to reboot, you know?
Vacations are important. First of all, I thought I was going to get a little vacation for Mother's Day weekend. And then I got this. I checked my mail today, even though today is Sunday because I don't check my mail every day. And guess what the fuck I got in the mail?
A hug.
No. Goddamn jury duty summons.
Ooh. Have you ever been to jury duty?
No, I have not. I've gotten out of it every single time.
This is exciting. Good content.
But the thing is, I've gotten, yeah. We'll see.
Well, yeah, you get out of it when you're a student, right?
Yeah, because I was in college for forever and
12 years or something.
Right, 12 years a student, and I got out of it every single time because I won't say that because I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I was able to get out of it legally because I was a student in a different place. Blah blah blah. Anywho, but yeah, so now being in Texas, and I'm just like, here's the thing, I'm afraid to go to jury duty here in Texas, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Texas is racist as fucking shit.
Yeah, but you're not on trial.
That's not the point. And then I'm not even in the regular county. I'm in this little Hicktown county because of where my house is and my license has to be. So I'm just like, bitch, I've been to this courthouse. That's where we go to go vote. And them little old white people, I'm just like,
it's probably gonna be like traffic court.
I pray to God they be like, hey bitch, we don't need you. Thank you.
They're gonna say something like, how do you feel about the Black Lives Matter movement? You're gonna be like, strongly.
Let me tell you something.
Thank you, juror number 4.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go in there with my Black Lives Matter pin on. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna go right up in there with the biggest Black Lives Matter pin that I wear on my badge every single day. And I'm gonna be, hi, how are you? I'm here for my civic duty. But you know, even too, just kind of piggybacking off that, I used to always, I dreaded jury duty because I've been summoned like 4 different times in Florida. And I hated it, but
Florida fucking jury duty is probably very different than what the fuck you're gonna see here.
Oh hell yeah! Because my mom got stuck on a murder trial. I think it was like
a murder trial.
Yeah,
why have you never told us that story?
She was stuck on jury duty because she was retired, so that's probably why they picked her. She was stuck on jury duty for like 4 or 5 months.
Holy moly.
Yeah, she had to go like twice a week and stuff. And so we tried to get her out of it, but I'm like, you too nice. You should have went in there like you were crazy or something, but not enough to get locked up. But exactly. So she ended up serving on some trial, whatever. But yeah, I used to just look at jury duty as such a hassle, but then when these cases keep coming up, like the George Floyd trial, sorry, not the George Floyd trial, the Derek Chauvin murder trial.
George Floyd trial.
Yes, exactly. And you have these, you know, when you say a jury of your peers, you want to make sure, like, I know that God forbid I committed a crime where I needed to stand before a jury. I would pray that there is somebody on that panel who understands where I'm coming from. And even in this state of Texas, or you know, just in San Antonio, period. The African American prevalence is not that high, or presence is not that high, not prevalence, but the presence is not that high here in this city. And so I wonder
what our population
of black. I wonder what that is too.
It's probably all military. Personally,
I agree. I would absolutely agree with that. Either retired or active duty. But yeah, I look at jury duty very different. I remember even like my godmother, she's a former judge, and I remember when I used to get summoned, I used to be like, hey, can you get me out of jury duty? She's like, bitch, please. This is your civic duty and you need to take this shit seriously.
Yeah.
But because I was in college, it was very different.
It is a
civic duty.
It is a It is a blah blah blah. Fuck. Words are so
It's because you only drunk 1 drink today. You didn't drink 2.
I need to be more drunk. It is when they say it's a privilege. Haha. Got it. It's a privilege.
I don't think that jury duty is a privilege. I think
it's a privilege. It's a privilege to serve your country.
No, it's not, because
on jury duty.
I didn't choose.
That's why you have to go.
No, I think it does need to be a mandate though.
San Antonio is 2/3 Hispanic or Latinx, 1/4 white, and 6% African American.
We can't even get a goddamn quarter. That's a mess.
Yeah. So 64% Hispanic. That's why I thought I was Mexican until 6th grade.
I would think it's even 90% Hispanic.
The way it feels like that.
Hell yeah.
No judgment. I fucking love it.
No, I love Hispanic people. Absolutely. I mean, I've been around them all my life. It's just different Hispanics. You go from, Cubans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Colombians to now Mexicans.
That's why growing up here is so different. I don't know.
But even in South Florida, though, you're so much more cultured than most people, because everything that's literally in the Caribbean lives in South Florida, and they just trickle up the state. And the amount of culture that you get on a daily basis, you can't pay for that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, even when I was in Miami, and I know I was in the touristy parts, but I was like, it is so brown everywhere. And I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Absolutely. You will look at somebody and you'll be like, oh, you're black. No, bitch. I'm from
so many different shades of brown Lucia. Everywhere.
Exactly.
Everyone's tan and happy, and music is blasting, and smells like tobacco and pork.
It just smells like food.
Yeah.
It just smells like food. Somebody's always grilling.
Love brown
everywhere.
People.
Yeah, so I'm going to have jury duty coming up. I shouldn't have checked my mail. God damn you, mail.
Yeah, because if you don't check the mail, you don't have jury duty. Everyone knows that.
I know. And then I'll be, God forbid, like Dante Wright, who got a warrant for his arrest and don't even know it. Like, I'm glad I did check my mail, because it's actually coming up in 2 weeks. So as long as they give me my $15, is it still $15 a day?
I didn't even know you got paid for that shit.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I barely got PTO San Antonio, okay? I can't even use my PTO from a jury. I need to find out from HR if I get covered for that.
You need to watch the trial of the Chicago 7.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of jury shit.
Yeah, see, I can't see. I'd be one that be just like the episode of Martin when it was like a hung jury. I'm not going to play with y'all.
I would be a hung jury. You're not going to convince me to send someone to prison if I don't think they need to be in prison.
Absolutely not.
I remember telling my mom one time, I was like, listen, if I disappear, if something happens to me, if you think you find my murderer, I was like, you better be fucking sure before you send that person away. And she was like, if I think someone murdered you, we're going to send him to prison. I was like, no, you don't understand. I've seen too much shit. 100% sure. Because you don't want to send someone away. I've seen too much shit.
No, let me tell you what my mom said when we were talking about the trial and everything. Before the verdict came out, I was on my way home from work. And no. When the trial when the result came out and I called her back and I was like, hey, oh my gosh, like the
murderer was found to be a murderer.
Yeah, exactly. And so she's like, oh wow. I was like, yeah, they revoked his bond, blah blah blah. And she was like, I'm good. She was like, I'm glad. And then she says, well, yeah, I hope they don't beat him up in jail.
Oh.
I said, what in the fucking slavery? God damn. I said, I hope they do everything to this fucking man. He took somebody's life. And she said, well, I just don't want him to be beat. And I was like, sweet lamb of the Most High God. I don't know where this woman comes from, but Lord Jesus. I said, God forbid anything happen to me. But I know you ain't going to have me on no damn t-shirt. I already know you ain't going to start no hashtag for me. God damn.
I asked my mom if she'd hide a body for me, and she said, absolutely not. I said, I would do it for you. She said no.
My best friend, me and her have already had this conversation. Okay. If you call me and you're just like, I can't tell you about it, I just need you to meet me here. Okay, what you want me to wear? That's it. Parents, they gonna turn your ass in.
Hell yeah.
That's why I would not go to jail for my mother. Absolutely not. But listen, you commit the crime, motherfucker, you doing the time.
Hey, let me ask you this. Are your patients treating you or talking to you different when things about the trial come up or about Derek Chauvin?
Absolutely.
Isn't that so wild?
Yeah.
They'll be like, I'll have these like old ass white people and I'll just be in the room almost and they're like, and I am just so happy about the result of that trial. I'm like, oh, okay, good. And and I'm like, okay.
Why can't we just all be equal? And I'm looking at them like, it's you people.
It's the shit you did 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's your great-grand-grandpappy that's causing these fucking issues.
It's just crazy, don't you think? Oh,
girl, one of my patients,
I'm praying for you. I said, thank you.
He was black and he was watching Fox News. And I don't know what made me say this to him, but I was like, Fox News? Really? As a black man in 2021, he was like, yeah, you gotta hear what these people saying about you. He told me, I love CNN, but every now and then I gotta come over to Fox News to see what these crazy ass people are saying. I was like, okay, I just wanted to make sure, because if you was gonna say you was a great supporter of Fox News, bitch, you ain't getting no PT today.
It is I do think everyone should watch multiple news sources, because
Fox News just makes my ass itch. I can't do it.
I know, but I'm just like, nothing you see on TV is real, right?
No,
everything.
That's very true.
So I'm like, if you get something all the way to one side and all the way to the other side, you'll find something in the middle. But it is just crazy how skewed everything is.
Yeah, and because they have an agenda. I mean, there's only 4 people that run media, and they just have an agenda.
I watched Succession. It was a horrible idea.
Yeah, but the thing is, I do agree with you that we, like, even Sheryl Underwood, I feel like said this best, because she revealed that she was a Republican. This was like years ago, and she was getting a lot of flack for the fact that she is a Republican. And she was like, listen, if I don't go to the Republican Party like campaigns and stuff, I won't know what these people are saying about us, and that there are legit things that they have to say that make a lot of sense for the whole entire country at large. They're not all just saying all of this crazy shit. Even like when we were talking to Officer Kim Possible, and people were just like, oh, you a coon, you a sellout, blah blah blah. But she's like, if I don't infiltrate the police force as an African American woman, how can I help you? How can I help change the system from the inside out if I'm not there? The same thing with politicians. But yeah, this week it was very interesting. A lot of my white patients were just like, how are you doing?
White people are showing up right now.
No, they ain't showing up. They feel guilt. That's that white guilt.
That white guilt.
They ain't allies, because let's be clear. The allicization happens.
In their defense, all the patients I had were way too old to do anything but just give me their thoughts and prayers.
Listen, they got heart issues already.
I'm like, you have a lot going. Those 6 chest tubes, let's worry about that.
Yeah.
I'll take a thought or a prayer.
But it is nice, the fact that at least they're acknowledging that the tides are turning.
Some fucked up shit happened.
Yes.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice in the hospital.
It's not going to last, though.
You know why? Because the last time I felt this kind of same exchange was during the campaign.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just a different energy.
It was a different energy because you had a lot of crazy right-wing people who were just like, are you voting? Because we're in Texas, so of course they talk like that. Are you voting? And so my answer would always be, sir or madam, I'm black. I don't have a choice. Well, yeah, you got a choice, but that's good that you're voting. Who are you voting for? I'm not going to tell. Actually, I will tell you. I'm voting for Biden. What? You're voting for Biden? Listen, let me tell you about Trump. Trump is amazing. Hey, guess what we're not going to do?
They're like, I own too much oil cattle.
Exactly.
I cannot.
Exactly.
You know what? And you know that about yourself, and I get it. Whatever.
Yeah, my thing is,
I don't know shit.
I don't care who you vote for, but you're not going to be able to vote for this person and still be friends with me. Because they're like, I don't care if you voted for him just because you make more than, $1 million and you're in this particular tax bracket and you want to protect your money. I get it. You want to protect your money because people vote, in the age category that matters to them, right? Because at the time, I wanted Elizabeth Warren to win because she was talking about student loans. That's all I care about right now. Do I care about Medicare right now? Not really, because I don't really feel like Medicare is going to be a thing when I become 65 years old. Exactly. And so, well, not Medicare, but yeah, Social Security is not going to be around. Like my mom, somebody like my mom, who benefits from Social Security, she has paid into Social Security and deserves that. Obviously, she may be voting for a different thing. But my thing is, I don't care who you vote for. Just understand that if you reveal to me who you vote for and it's somebody who likes to oppress me, bitch, we can't be friends.
Understandable.
Just understand that. I don't hate you. I don't feel no ill will towards you. May God bless you and smile his face upon you. Okay. However, you ain't gonna be able to invite me to your house and have no potluck. We're just not gonna be able to do it. That's it.
I don't like potlucks anyway.
Well,
gross me out.
Yeah, people with their cats. Anybody who has a cat, don't bring food to the potluck because your cats are disrespectful as hell.
With cats. I'm really not a fan of cat owners. Sorry to tell you that.
If I've never seen you wash your hands at work, I will never ever eat anything I don't care if you brought it to the store.
Would you see people wash their hands? It would have to be in the bathroom, right? If you saw someone wash their hands
on the floor. If we come out of a room together and I don't see you sanitize and then go and wash your hands with soap and water.
I sanitize up my arms.
No, but see, you can't just sanitize. If I don't see you wash with soap and water,
it's over for you.
Yeah, completely.
There's something, I'll eat maybe like a cookie or two or something, but there's something about meat or dairy products coming from someone's home to work to be reheated. I can't do it.
Let me just say this. Some people non-color don't wash their hands, and not only that, you let your cat lay on the bread and your cat be taking a nap in the mixing bowl.
If you are someone who lets your cat climb onto your kitchen counters,
yes,
we're gonna have a problem. First of all, I'm allergic. You're trying to kill me. That's homicide.
Then you want to bake bread and then put the dough all on the thing with cat hair. No. Then the dog come over here talking about, ooh, let me lick your hand. Then you let the dog lick your fingers. Then you put your hand back in the dough. I punch you in the face. Don't do that. That's why I don't participate in potlucks as it is. Queen actually sent me a meme, a TikTok today, and I was like, she said as soon as she saw this, she thought of me, and it was a collage of a bunch of animals. One animal was putting his hand in the bowl,
one
pot of water.
Was putting his hand.
He was a cat. Another cat was like the lady was grating cheese. He decided he need to scratch his whole body. He puts himself in the bowl and starts grating his body up against the cheese grater. Another dog, she putting cheese on this pizza and he just licking the cheese off the thing. Let me tell you something. People with pets they be the first ones to offer. I'll bring my macaroni and cheese.
We'll have to post that TikTok on them.
Yes, definitely, because it's disgusting. Don't do that,
dude. I don't want to gag. I'm just like, things have been just setting me off lately. I don't know. We suction someone's mouth. No, kidding. Absolutely not. Take it back right now. I rebuke thee.
The fact that, let me tell you something. I don't like working with Alyssa. I'm gonna tell you why. Y'all, this bitch.
No, here's the thing. There are just random things that set me off sensory wise, and I can't recover.
So let me tell you, we had this patient, heart transplant, speech, OT and PT all were in the room together.
Also, the smell of Cheerios.
But it's because it's not Honey Nut. It's the regular Cheerios. That's why.
Yeah, it's the regular Cheerios.
So the speech therapist is feeding him Cheerios to make sure he can go on a regular diet, right? Make sure that he's safe and he's swallowing and not aspirating. So she feeds him I think 3 spoonfuls of the Cheerios, and it appears as if he swallowed it, right? But he still keeps chewing, and she's like, maybe he's just doing that, whatever. But she look at him, his mouth, her and the nurse, they look in the patient's mouth, his mouth looks clear. We sit him up on the edge of the bed. He burps, and then Alyssa's like, ooh, that smells like Cheerios. So then at one point...
and feeds.
Oh, yeah, and tube feeds because he has an NG tube. So at some point, I guess he starts drooling or something, and we find out that he has pocketed under his tongue most of these goddamn Cheerios. Mind you, I'm in the back of this man holding him up. Alyssa's in the front. This bitch just starts just losing it.
No, because y'all listen, I saw her feed him the Cheerios. She checked his mouth. Everything was gone. He sits up at the edge of the bed. He does a burp. smells like what did the nurse said? Smells like baby burps.
Oh, yeah,
it
baby
smells
burps.
like tube feeds and Cheerios. So I'm already grossed out. He's already setting me off. I don't fucking like it. So then this man, I can see him start rolling his tongue around because his mouth is open, and then I just see like Cheerios protruding from his mouth. So I'm already like, oof, ha, because the smell is getting to me too.
Mind you, the patient is coherent and knows what's going on.
Not my best moment. So then the nurse is like, I lost it. At this part, the nurse says, "Let me suction his mouth." Yeah. Oh my god, y'all! It was,
and the Cheerios start coming out of the yonk.
Ooh, it was thick, half chewed up, half babas, like saliva.
And then
Cheerios.
she has her hand on the man, and she's
because the sound of these Cheerios leaving his mouth into the. Usually, the suction is like.
Okay, don't. This was like, oh my god,
it was so great.
I hate that slurping sound. I hate the sound of slurping.
Yeah, I hate it too. So it was the smell with the sound with watching these chunks of Cheerios get sucked up into the suction. I don't understand
why you just didn't look away.
I had my hands on him. I couldn't look anywhere else.
I was holding him up. You could have just walked to the side.
It was a fucking train wreck, dude. I couldn't look anywhere else.
And I was in the back just laughing, like, please don't throw up in your mask,
dude. Once it starts, it's like a sneeze. Once you start, you can't stop.
Yeah, you just kept looking. It was just like, stop looking at him.
There is something about shit that comes from your mouth that I do not. Yeah, I can't fuck with it.
That's why I could never be a respiratory therapist or a speech therapist. The shit that y'all have to deal with. Kudos to every speech therapist and every respiratory therapist. Because I would not. Nope. Yes. Cheers to y'all, because I could never do it.
Couldn't be me.
Or a dentist. Oh God,
I'll wipe an ass all day.
Yes, which is what I felt I had to do Friday. I was wiping asses all day. Anyway, anything else we need to go over before we get out of here?
No, I'm having PTSD. We got to get out of here.
Oh gosh. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode. We'll be back next week. Actually, yeah. Well, we might have a little special something. We'll see.
I will try my darndest to be coherent enough.
Don't worry about it. We'll have your rehab corner from the
I'll check in live from a destination.
Yes, because Alyssa's going to be on vacation next week, but
don't bother me. I'm out of office.
That's right. We'll work it out. But yeah, so you guys don't forget to visit www.myapothecary.com for your CBD needs. That CBD is amazing.
Yo, my mom stole my CBD lotion.
Really?
I'll walk in the room and it'll smell like hella Bengay Vicks. I'm like, what the shit? Oh, my neck hurts.
I need to call our sponsor because I need to get some more.
That's good shit.
Yeah, if y'all have never tried CBD, like I used to be kind of afraid to take CBD stuff. I'm like, that shit don't work and you're gonna be drunk. I'm not drunk, but you're gonna be high and stuff. I'm telling y'all, this CBD product, like for real, it works.
So with the lotion works, like you feel it immediately, right?
Yeah, you do.
With the drops and the pills, I kind of feel it, but I always know it's one of those things where like my back will be hurting. I'll take the CBD a couple days in a row and then I'll forget about it. But then I'll be like, like 4 days later, oh shit, my back doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah, it calms down inflammation.
You kind of forget that it's there.
Yeah. And I usually take 2 pills a day because I think you could take up to 4 or something like that the bottle says. But anyway, follow the instructions. But I usually take 2 pills right before before bedtime. And when I tell y'all, like y'all know the back issues that I've had, honestly, that stuff has calmed. My Apothecary, the soft gels have calmed down my inflammation in my body so much. And my body feels it when I do not take it. Like if I skip a dose, my body feels that.
You
and
start
I'm just like
getting stiff again.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? And I got to take 3 or 4 batches of the tincture.
That's my bedtime routine. Melatonin, CBD. I'm knocking the fuck out.
Absolutely. I take my multivitamins in the morning, but I take my CBD at night. So it calms everything down. But yeah. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in again.
Peace and blessings. Go out there. Love and light. Serve the Lord.
Be safe.
Love yourself.
Wear your mask and wash your hands. Wash your ass.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.